My name is Wade Simons. I work for the City of Madisonville Fire Department. I've been there for almost 8 years. I'm a lieutenant, currently assigned to Engine 16, Station 2. I always was around the fire service. My father was a volunteer fireman, so back even when I was a young boy, I was at Arlington Fire Department doing probably a lot of things that I shouldn't do, and actually managed to learn a lot of little things. And before you knew it, I was, getting ready to enter high school, and I knew a lot of little things about the fire service. But then high school kind of hit, and other things are on people's minds when they're in high school. So it wasn't really till after I was out of high school before I really decided that I really wanted to be a firefighter. So my father really didn't push me into the fire service. He just gave me a lot of the availability to the information. Then I graduated, and he said, it's time to do something. You got to get a job. You got to do something productive. So I decided that I wanted to be a firefighter. I started going to EMT class, and I had a job. I started a part-time job at the Messenger, working pretty much from the bottom up. I worked there for several years while I was going through EMT class. I started in one of the very first fire science programs that was started in the state of Kentucky through the community college at Hopkinsville Community College, and kind of just progressed from there. It started in the early 90s. From that point, I actually got married in 1994 to my wife, Kim. We have 2 great kids, Shelby and Brandon. We live just outside of St. Charles. So in 1997, I actually was able to move up into the position of press room supervisor at the Messenger. So I actually held that position for quite a long time until August of 2006, when press room operations were moved to its parent company at Owensboro to have the daily publication of the Messenger printed. I had the ability to transfer to Owensboro, so I drove back and forth on a daily basis, about 125 miles round trip. So that was kind of taxing. And in summer of 2007, started the process to become a Madisonville firefighter. From that point, I actually hired in October of 2007. Started in the position of firefighter. 2 years later, I moved to the position of engineer. And about 4 years after that, I moved to the rank that I'm currently at lieutenant for the fire department. Some of the most rewarding aspects of my job is the public interaction. We do, unfortunately, see people on what could be their very worst day. We actually are trying to make a curve around that so that we're in the public more, so that we have more public interaction. The police and fire are great avenues to get out in the public and to meet with people on a very unstressful situation. But when you do encounter those people that may be involved in a car wreck, or they're a house fire or a medical emergency or something, you may just see them out in general public, and they may not recognize you at first, that you may not even interact with them, but for just as a firefighter to know that everything worked out for them and they're still doing okay is very rewarding. I would encourage anybody that actually really wants to help people. This is actually a great job to actually be a public servant and help people. There are a tremendous amount of training and time, and a person really has to have the desire to want to do the job, because every day we come in, there's always something different. And that's one other good part of the job, is that we never really know exactly what we're going to deal with every day. Whether it's a different type of training or a different type of emergency, it's always something different. This is definitely been the avenue that I think has fit me best. Like I said, I had a job in what was a downscaled factory job, and it was a good job for me, but it really wasn't what I really wanted to do. So for anybody that's really looking to be out in the public, this is a great job. The part of the mission statement for the city is to provide the most cost-effective service for the citizens as they can. So part of my job is to help do things around the department. We're not just firefighters. We may be working on trucks. We may be doing station repairs. We're doing all types of things to best utilize our time and to move forward and basically serve the public and the best we possibly can. I have been blessed over the past 8 years to actually work with a lot of really good men and women from the City of Madisonville Fire Department. On a daily basis, they all make a very valid effort to serve the public as best we possibly can. I've seen a lot of really good volunteers out in the county that really make a valid effort for basically free. Right after 9/11 occurred, everybody wanted to call police and firefighters heroes, and that is not something really that a police officer or a firefighter or an EMS worker really accepts that tag, because we are just normal people. We do have a certain job, a different job to do. It is inherently more dangerous than some jobs, but we're just doing our job, and we will risk a lot to save a lot. That is kind of our motto, and we buy into that, and we just know that's our job.